A very good morning to all of you. Today we'll start chapter 16 Light. First of all, children, I would like to ask you one question. Can you tell me what is light? Light is a form of energy that enable us to see the objects. So, what makes things visible? As light helps us to see objects, we cannot see objects in the dark. An object becomes visible when light emitted or reflected by it reaches to our eyes. What is reflection of light? When light falls on a polished or shiny surface changes its direction. This is called reflection of light. When a ray of light falls on a plain mirror, it gets reflected. The reflection of light from a plain mirror takes place according to two laws which are known as laws of reflection of light, children. Before we go further and study the laws of reflection of light, it is necessary to understand some important terms connected with the reflection of light clearly. So, first term is incident ray. The ray of light which falls on the mirror surface is called incident ray, or the ray of light which strikes the surface is called incident ray. The ray which comes back after reflection is called reflected ray. The perpendicular line drawn at the point of incidence is called normal. The angle between the normal and incident ray is called angle of incidence. It is denoted by a small I. The angle between the normal and reflected ray is called angle of reflection, which is denoted by a small r. The angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. The two laws of reflection of light are: number one, the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Number two, the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. What would happen if I threw the light on the mirror along the normal, children? The light will reflect along the normal only. Actually, what happens when a ray of light is incident normally on a plane mirror, it means that it is traveling along the normal to the plane mirror. The angle of incidence for such a ray of light is 0. Since the angle of incidence is 0, so according to the second law of reflection, the angle of reflection should also be 0. This means that the reflected ray will also travel back from the mirror along the normal. Thus, a ray of light which is incident normally on a mirror is reflected back along the same path. It is because the angle of incidence for such a ray of light is 0 and the angle of reflection is also 0. Thus, if the incident ray goes to a mirror along normal, the reflected ray will also travel back along normal. Children, please note that whenever light is reflected, laws of reflection are obeyed. Children, I'll ask you one question, that an incident ray makes an angle of 35 with the surface of a plane mirror. What is the angle of reflection? So children, in order to find out the angle of reflection, we should first know the angle of incidence. In this case, the incident ray makes an angle of 35 degree with the surface of the mirror. So the angle of incidence is not 35 degree. The angle of incidence is equal is the angle between the incident ray and the normal. So in this case, the angle of incidence will be 90 degree minus 35 degree is equals to 55 degree. Since the angle of incidence is 55 degrees, therefore the angle of refraction is also 55 degrees. Now children, we will revise whatever we have learned in our previous class, that is the image formed by a plane mirror. So let us revise those characteristics of image formed by a plane mirror. The image is erect. The image is same size as the object. The image is at the same distance from the mirror as the object is in front of it. The image is virtual, means cannot be obtained on a screen, and the last but not the least, the image is laterally inverted. Laterally inverted means that an image formed by a plane mirror, the left side of the object appears on the right side in the image, whereas the right side of object appears on the left side in the image. This change of sides of an object and its mirror image is called lateral inversion. For example, if we stand in front of a plane mirror and lift our left hand, then our image in the plane mirror appears to lift its right hand. And if we lift our right hand, then our image in the plane mirror appears to lift its left hand. This means that the left side of our body becomes the right side in the mirror image, whereas the right side of body becomes left side in the mirror image. Now our next topic is types of reflection. There are two types of reflection, children. Number one, regular reflection and diffuse reflection or irregular reflection. So we will discuss what is regular reflection. When a parallel beam of incident light is reflected as a parallel beam in one direction is called regular reflection. In this case, what happened? Parallel incident rays remain parallel even after reflection and go only in one direction. Regular reflection of light occurs from smooth surfaces like plane mirror, which is highly polished metal surfaces. So children, when a parallel beam of light falls on the smooth surface of a plane mirror, it is reflected as a parallel beam only in one direction, and such a reflection is called regular reflection. Children, every day when you come to the school, you dress up yourself and you see your image in the plane mirror. It is because of regular reflection. Regular reflection of light from a smooth surface can be explained like this. All the particles of a smooth surface like a plane mirror are facing in one direction. Due to this, the angle of incidence for all the parallel rays of a light falling on a smooth surface is the same, and hence the angle of reflection for all the rays of light is also same. In diffuse reflection, a parallel beam of incident light is reflected in different directions. In this case, the parallel incident rays do not remain parallel after reflection, they are scattered in different directions. The diffuse reflection is also known as irregular reflection or scattering. The diffuse reflection of light takes place from rough surfaces like that of paper, cardboard, chalk, table, chair, walls, and unpolished metal objects. No image is formed in diffuse reflection of light. For example, a rough surface does not produce an image of the object due to diffuse reflection of light. Actually, the light rays falling on the rough surface of paper are scattered in all directions, hence, no image is formed. The particles of a rough surface like that of paper are all facing in different directions. Due to this, the angles of incidence for all the parallel rays of light falling on a rough surface are different, and hence the angles of reflection for all the rays of light are also different. The diffuse reflection of light is not due to the failure of laws of reflection. Diffuse reflection is caused by the roughness or irregularities in the reflecting surface of an object.